So Everton's 4-game unbeaten run has come to an end, losing 2-0 to Nottingham Forest at Goodison this afternoon. And the first thing that I want to do is credit Nottingham Forest. They're currently second in the league. Assembled a really good squad of players with a clear style of play and a manager I really like. So full credit to them before I try and dissect what happened this afternoon. Clinical, composed, were hurting us on the counter every time. So credit to Forest. Right, Everton started like this. Pickford, Young, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Mikalenko in defence. Mangala, Gay, Takore, and Harrison, Broja and Ndiaye, and that was Broja's first start for Everton. On the bench we had Armstrong, Calvert-Lewin, Beto, Keane, Lindstrom, Virginia, O'Brien, Patterson and Chimiti. And Forest started like this. They played in 4-2-3-1. Sells in goal, who I think probably should have been charged the price of a match day ticket with how much Everton failed to test him. In defence, Aina, Milenkovic, Morato and Williams, Dominguez and Anderson in midfield, and the front four of Elanga, Gibbs White, Sosa and Wood. Okay. In the opening few minutes, Everton were okay. Ndiaye got into a good position. It was a good turn from him, but a terrible finish. And Tarkowski got booked in the 8th minute, which led to the Forest free kick. Nothing came of that. But then from 10 minutes or so onwards, Everton just weren't really at it. Harrison got caught. Anderson broke for them. Wood volleyed an attempt wide. Then a minute later, Mangala gave it away. Wood headed over. The warning signs were there. Basically, there were 2 attempts before the 15th minute goal from Wood. Nice play from Elanga and Wood with a deft finish over Jordan Pickford to make it 1-0. And Forest were comfortable. From then on, being 1-0 up, we did not threaten. I'll get more into that later. Really nothing happened from then until about the 34th minute where Tarkowski nearly sold Pickford short. And by that point I'm thinking, well, their keeper, Sells, hasn't had a save to make. But neither had Pickford really, except Wood's shot that went in. In the 46th minute, Broja had a shot that went wide, but really that's merely trying to find something that Everton did. And we were lucky actually to not be 2-0 down before the half-time whistle, because Dominguez had a shot that went wide from inside the box. And then there was another Forest attack, but Elanga overran it, and that's half-time. Dyche made a change at half-time. He took Harrison off and put Lindstrom on, and Lindstrom tried. In the 49th minute, Gay was booked. Milenkovic forced another good save from Pickford. Everton came out lively though from the 45th to around the 60th minute when they got the second. Takore then plows into the back of Aina and killed any pressure that we were trying to generate, slowed the game down. And in the 53rd minute, Gibbs White tried to chip Jordan Pickford, got it all wrong. A minute later, Branthwaite gets booked. Lindstrom has a shot that's always rising. And 2 minutes later, Gibbs White makes it 2-0. And again, it's a calamity between Tarkowski and Mikalenko. And as I said at the start of the review, Forest were direct, were clinical, were composed. And because we have so little in the final third of the pitch, our defence can't afford to make a mistake like that. Later on, after Gibbs White made it 2-0, Forest forced 2 saves from Pickford. The third effort went wide. Dyche then makes more changes, takes Gay off, puts Calvert-Lewin on, takes Young off, plays Patterson on. So we're trying then 2 up front. It didn't really work. And by the 70th minute, Everton had not had 1 shot on target, which is a disgrace, frankly. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You're playing at home against, yes, a Forest side who are absolutely flying, who are second in the league, who are everything that I've just said at the start of the video. But to not have 1 shot on target as a professional team, with the amount that the fans pay to come and watch you and the amount you get paid, you can blame the manager, blame the players, I blame them all collectively. It's just disgraceful, frankly. Then Broja goes off in the 75th minute, Beto comes on. And Forest was so confident at that point that they took Morgan Gibbs-White off and Chris Wood off. And I can't sit here and blame them, because we could be playing for 3 hours and not look like scoring. In the 84th minute, I noted that Beto, in his 10 minutes on the pitch, hadn't really had a touch of the ball. Lack of service. And don't get me wrong, Everton have had worse performances this season. Worse results, worse performances. But the thing that is worrying again is that we had so much possession. Forest allowed us to have so much of the ball because they knew that we were going to do absolutely nothing with it. This game today reminded me so much of the United game. The defensive mistakes and the fact that we never looked like scoring. And so it got to the 90th minute and Everton is still passing it backwards. I think this is the thing with modern football that I frankly don't understand and don't claim to. We're passing it backwards and we're 2-0 down at home and there are 5 minutes left. And Branthwaite's having to lob the ball forward, like a hit and hope kind of thing. And then the final chances come to Forest. Elanga this time in the 93rd minute forces a good save again from Jordan Pickford. So this today could have been 3, it could have been 4 had Pickford not made some good saves. And so now, just before I end the review, I wanted to talk a little bit about the start of January, the other results today. Palace won versus Southampton, 2-1 I think, so they go above us now. Wolves drew away at Spurs, but that actually could have been worse because Wolves were leading early on. And so now we sit in 16th, a few points above the relegation zone. And I'm so glad actually that Everton put in all that good work in the last 3-4 games because we needed those points. And especially with how today went in terms of Palace winning, Wolves drawing away at a tough game and us losing. And we've got Bournemouth away next. They're competing for Europe as well. Historically, we don't do well there. And in 2 days, it's January. So after all of that, I'm going to try and end it on some form of positive. I'm a little bit tired of hearing about FFP now. Our takeover's happened. I don't know how much money we can spend, if we can spend anything at all, if we'll be in the loan market. But this squad desperately needs reinforcements, especially in the final third. I love Ndiaye, and I think Calvert-Lewin in recent games has been holding the ball up so well, but they can't do it on their own. I don't think Harrison is the answer. I don't think Lindstrom's the answer. I think Decore has 1 good game in 8. And that was the difference today between us and Forest. You look at Chris Wood and Morgan Gibbs-White and who we've got. And Elanga, add him to the list, you know. And the way that they play. You knew what Forest were going to do. They were going to get the ball out wide and they were going to cross it into the box because they've got Chris Wood. There was such a clear style of play that we don't have. Our defensive unit in the last few games has been resolute and strong, but you see, you make 1 mistake today, the other team get a second, and then we're done. The game's over. And so we need people in, and not lastminute.com loans and and panic buys. But we desperately need reinforcements. I know McNeil is out and he needs to come back fit as soon as possible, but yeah, this squad desperately needs reinforcements because we did not look like scoring today and we could have played for 3 hours. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm going to leave it there. See you for the review for the Bournemouth game. Bye.